Minute Maid Park in Houston, Texas. Fox Sports Houston brings you Houston Astros baseball. Tonight, the Astros open a 3-game weekend series. They meet the Arizona Diamondbacks. Good evening, everybody. Bill Brown and Jim DeShays. The Astros took 2 of 3 from Florida. Had a good game last night, JD.
Indeed, they did. Wandy Rodriguez outstanding last night. The Arizona Diamondbacks come to town for the only time all year. They've lost 5 in a row. Were just swept by the Phillies. And tonight it's Roy Oswalt taking the hill for the Astros. Roy looking to turn it around after a couple of rough starts. He's been very good against the Diamondbacks in his career. How about 8-1 with a 2.15 ERA. Pitched against them back in June and pitched very well. 7 innings of 1-run baseball.
Roy really had it going in that game, and he's pitched quality baseball just about every time out against them.
Yeah, and this was the beginning of a nice run for him. He followed this one up with that complete game. It was a loss in Minnesota, but started a real nice stretch of pitching, and Roy just looking to get back to that point now.
He is 6-0 lifetime here against Arizona and hopes the power continues from the likes of Humberto Quintero, who's not starting tonight, but he'll get in there this weekend. Hunter Pence hit a bomb to center field. Carlos Lee, one of the long home runs of the year. Astros and D-backs next. On Fox Sports Houston is brought to you by Bud Select, by the Ford F-150, by Jack in the Box, and by the Progressive Insurance Group. There is quite a storm outside Minute Maid Park. It is dark, lightning, rain is coming down hard in an area which has been hit hard by drought, and hopefully this rain will extend all throughout the outlying areas because it is much needed. We wouldn't be playing ball right now without a roof. The Diamondbacks batting order brought to you by AT&T. Stephen Drew leads it off at shortstop. It's Gerardo Parra in center field. Mark Reynolds at third base. Miguel Montero the catcher. Chad Tracy at first base. Ryan Roberts at second base. Trent Olchin in left field. Alex Romero in right field. Yusmeiro Petit is the pitcher.
And the pitcher for the Houston Astros tonight, Roy Oswalt, for the 25th time. He's 6-4, ERA of 4.01, 8-1 lifetime against the Arizona Diamondbacks. And defensively, it looks like this. Lee, Bourne, and Pence. Left, center, and right. Infield of Blum, Tejada, Keppinger, and Berkman. Chris Coast behind the dish, putting down the signals for Roy Oswald.
Stephen Drew ready to get it going. And there is strike one. Lance Barksdale is the home plate umpire. Drew begins the night at 264 for 386 at bats. He has 11 homers, 51 runs batted in. Younger brother of J.D. Drew with Boston. Stephen, like J.D., a first-round pick. Foul ball goes back out of play.
A.J. Hinch, the manager of the Arizona Diamondbacks, took over for Bob Melvin back in May. He's loaded his lineup with left-handed bats tonight. Drew, Parra, Montero, Tracy, Ochin, Romero all swing from the left side. There are the numbers for A.J., 42 and 51.
Curveball makes it 1-2. Left-handed hitters are hitting 283 against Roy. Right-handed batters 239. Drew had a 3-hit game in Arizona against the Astros. He rolls over on this one, taps it to Lance Berkman. That's an easy out, number one for the Wizards.
There's some boomers out there. This is kind of fun.
What a storm right outside. It is dark and it is really hammering down hard. 22-year-old Gerardo Parra. And there it comes.
It's alive!
Parra takes a fastball. There's strike one to a 287 hitter with 5 homers, 44 runs batted in. Parra was promoted from Double-A Mobile to add a little offense. Chris Young, a Houston native who went to Bel Air High School, did so well the last couple of seasons, is in the minor leagues right now. Parra has been getting a lot of playing time. That one's a broken bat.
A whole new outfield for the Diamondbacks now. Chris Young set to the minor leagues. Justin Upton is on the disabled list. Eric Burns is on the DL. Connor Jackson on the DL.
Diamondbacks have been hit hard by the injuries. They've lost 5 in a row. They're 54 and 68. They were swept by the Philadelphia Phillies and outscored in that 3-game series 25-5. They are 0-4 on this road trip after winning 4 of 5 series. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Parra is from Venezuela. He came up and had an immediate impact after arriving with the D-backs. Another easy grounder. Berkman to Oswald this time, 2 outs. And it's Mark Reynolds with the rain already showing its effects outside.
Fireworks tonight, weather permitting.
Yeah.
Hopefully this will blow through here. We'll have fireworks all night long, and then we'll have fireworks after the ball game. Speaking of fireworks, this guy can provide a few.
Oh yeah. 283, 38 homers, one behind Albert Pujols, 83 runs batted in. Inside ball one. Reynolds is 0 for 7 in his career against Oswald. Reynolds had a big series against the Astros in Arizona, going 7 for 12, 2 homers, 8 runs batted in. In game 1 of that series, he had 4 hits, a homer, and he drove in 5. Mark just turned 26. Fouls it back, and it's a 1-1 count.
He strikes out a lot, but he's also drawing more walks this year, hitting for a higher average. And when he puts it in play, he's hitting about 450.
That one's in play for Lance Berkman. And behind him, it's Jeff Keppinger. It's a 1-2-3 first. No score. Astros come up. AT&T shows you the batting order for Cecil Cooper's group, which is 59 and 62. Michael Bourne leads it off in center field. Miguel Tejada's at shortstop with Lance Berkman at first base. The cleanup man is left fielder Carlos Lee with Jeff Blum at third base. Hunter Pence in right field. Jeff Keppinger at second base. Chris Costa at catcher and Roy Oswalt the pitcher.
Here's Merrill Petit. He's 2-7 with a 6.47 ERA this year for the Diamondbacks. 14 games, 13 starts. Back at the beginning of the month, he went 8 innings of one-hit baseball against the Pirates. Since then, has not been particularly sharp. Overall, as you can see, not good.
Michael Bourne looks at his first pitch. It's ball one. Michael now has a career high in steals with 46. Leads the league in steals and in triples with a .290 average, 3 homers, 30 runs batted in. Showing bunt that time. He looks at a strike. Counts even at 1-1. Michael was 3 for 10 in the series in Arizona. There's the way the infielders move in for him. A lot of sound effects tonight. Outside. Off-speed pitch there. Brings Petit to a 1-2 count. Petit, a young pitcher, 24 years old. He's from Venezuela. He was signed in 2001 by the Mets, then traded to Florida. And in his career, he has a 9-17 record with a 5.75 ERA. He opened the season as the number 3 starter for Arizona. Bourne to third base. It's bobbled by Reynolds, and Bourne reaches. Reynolds will be charged with his 21st error.
We talked about Reynolds and what he brings to the table offensively, but defensively he struggles. The Diamondbacks near the bottom of the league in fielding.
The Geico quote comes from Cecil Cooper on Michael Bourne. The big key for Michael is when he gets on base, he creates havoc and difficulties for the opposition. He has 46 steals in 56 attempts. Miguel Tejada follows.
He creates havoc before he gets on base, too.
That's true.
His speed forces fielders to hurry, and who knows, maybe that influenced Reynolds there a little bit.
Tejada just looked at strike one. I think he had 3 runs batted in the series in Arizona. 309, 10 homers, 69 runs batted in for Tejada. 2 for 12 on this homestand, and the throw goes over. The Astros stole 6 bases in that 3-game set at Arizona in 6 attempts. Good night to be inside. Everything dry for these fans. Ground ball at third. Another chance there for Reynolds to get to the second. Then the relay by Roberts turns it into a 5-4-3 double play.
Second chance for Reynolds, and this time he gobbles it up and starts the easy double play. See it fall sharply hit, and maybe not even the picture there. Tracy gets that throw at first.
Reynolds has to be feeling a whole lot better now. Lance Berkman with 18 homers, 58 runs batted in, steps up with a 278 average. Strike for Petit. Berkman hit a couple of home runs in the series in Arizona. Those are his seasonal numbers, the .412 on base average, in the top 10 in the National League. All the way, Lance has 7 doubles in his last 10 games. 4 balls, 2 strikes. He got his 350th career double at Florida on the last road trip. It is really coming down. Another foul ball. Berkman went 5 for 11 in the Florida series as the Astros took 2 of 3 on the Marlins.
Petit has shown us a 4-seam fastball and a 2-seamer, one that'll sink a little bit. Also features a slider, curveball, and a straight change. He's not really named well. 6'1", about 250. Yeah. Which is Merrill Grande.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Well, you talked about that one outstanding game he had. 8 innings of 1-hit shutout ball over the Pirates. He also blanked the Phillies for 6 innings and a shutout win for Arizona. He's had a couple of good moments this year. And an ERA of 6.47. Only one starting pitcher has a higher ERA than Petit to this point of the season. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And for the last 14 games, Arizona starters have an ERA of 5.90. Strike 3, double play and a strikeout for Petit. Make it a scoreless first inning.
We're here at Minute Maid Park. Join the Astros tomorrow for Faith and Family Night right here as the Astros take on the Diamondbacks at 6:05. Gates open at 2 to hear a testimony from an Astros player and enjoy a pregame concert by 9-time Dove award-winning Christian group Mercy Mead. This pregame event requires a concert voucher in addition to your regular game ticket. For more info about this and ticket prices, just log on to astros.com/faith and family, guys.
Thanks, Patty. Miguel Montero, the cleanup man, has really hit well as the catcher. 1 ball, 1 strike to Montero. 3-game hitting streak for Miguel, a .295 average for the season. Fastball is a swing and a foul tip. A 1-2 count. Montero just turned 26. Has excellent numbers. He's from Venezuela. And the line's 1 foul. Chris Snyder of the University of Houston, born in Houston, has been Wally pipped, they're saying. He was hurt, had a back injury, and then Montero just took over. And has been hitting so well that it's been hard for Snyder to get back into the lineup. Ball to first. Workman to Oswalt.
Got a trend here. And his lefty's rolling over on that slow curveball. 3 plays for Lance already through the first 4 batters. If you don't know who Wally Pipp was, Google him.
Chad Tracy comes up next. Veteran corner infielder with a .240 average, has 6 homers, 34 runs batted in. Had a good series against the Phillies, 4 for 9. Tracy's had his share of injuries as well over the last few years. There's strike 1. That includes this season. He was on the disabled list this year with an oblique strain in his 27 games. Last year he had a right knee injury. The year before, knee surgery and rib cage problems. No balls, 2 strikes to the 29-year-old Chad Tracy from Charlotte. He went to East Carolina. There were some comparisons of Chad Tracy to Wade Boggs when he was excelling in the minor leagues.
Reminds me a lot of former Diamondback Lyle Overbay.
Diamondbacks have played well here at Minute Maid Park. They're 16-12 in this ballpark. It's another of those pitches you talked about. Slow curveball, left-handed hitter pulling it. Still 1-2 to Tracy.
No matter how much you tell yourself stay back, it's awfully hard to stay back on that slow hook. To stay back, you're so aware of trying to stay back, you got no chance with the fastball.
He's really getting deep out there. That's nice.
Usually gets pretty deep in here too.
Yeah, that's true. We're below street level. Popped up. Miguel Tejada. 5 straight retired by the Wizard. He struggled in his last start. At Milwaukee on Sunday, got a no decision, giving up 8 hits, 5 runs in 6 innings, allowing a pair of 2-run homers, one by Ryan Braun, one by Prince Fielder. He left the game with the Astros trailing 5-4. They turned it around and won it 8-5. In fact, Roy has had 4 straight starts without a decision now. Ryan Roberts looks at strike one. Roberts at second base, a .280 hitter with 5 homers, 14 runs batted in. He's a teammate of Hunter Pence at UT Arlington. 1-1. Ryan turns 29 in September. He was a senior when Hunter was a sophomore. He was born in Fort Worth. He was a kinesiology major at UT Arlington.
I would have guessed he was a tattoo artist at UT Arlington. Pretty well inked up.
Yes, he is. Well, he first inked with Toronto. He signed as an 18th round pick in 2002. Three balls and a strike. Different pattern for Roy on this right-handed batter than what we've seen against the lefty hitters. Roberts first came up with Toronto in 2006. He was with the Texas Rangers for just 1 at bat last season. Spent most of the year at AAA Oklahoma, where he hit .300 with 10 homers, 66 runs driven in. Foul back, and it's 3-2 to Ryan Roberts. He's hit .333 this month, 18 for 54 with 3 homers. He was at AAA Reno, called up July 20th, hitting .310, and he made the trip to Phoenix.
This is his first extended stay in the big leagues. A couple of cups of coffee with the Blue Jays. 06 and 07, but he spent most of those years at AAA Syracuse. He can play all over the infield. He can also play the outfield and do a little catching if need be. So if he can hit a little bit, he can hang on and carve out a really nice career for himself.
Pull to third base. Got blown with a low throw, and Lance Berkman digs it out. That's 6 straight retired by the Wizard in a scoreless game. Skies have lightened considerably out beyond the left field wall as Carlos Lee steps up. That's strike one to the slugging left fielder with a .312 average, 21 homers, 78 runs batted in. He ripped a deep drive for his most recent home run last night. He's on a 4-game hitting streak now. He looks at Petit's next offering for a 1-1 count. Before the game, Carlos was presented with a nice framed bat and some other items from career home run number 300 a couple of weeks ago. Drives this one to right center field. Parra backing near the track and on the track. A long first out. And we go to Patty Smith.
Well, guys, coming up a little later in our Dodge Grab Life feature, Wesley Wright tells us about his first car. And, you know, you guys love to talk about this. Bud Norris was actually bragging about his first car in the clubhouse today. So we'll be interested to see what Wesley Wright has to say.
Oh, yeah. First car. No guy ever forgets his first car. Jeff Blum, coming in with a .263 average, has 9 homers, 44 driven in.
It was a '76 Coupe de Ville.
Ooh, roomy first car.
Ooh, it was, you know, it was about 25 of them got it. It was an old car.
Yeah.
Sat 14 comfortably.
Comes in handy at that age. 1 ball, 1 strike. Jeff has hit 7 of those 9 homers since the All-Star break. Grounds here to second. Roberts over to Tracy, 2 outs for Petit.
Well, Petit not a real hard thrower, but he has some deception in his delivery. He's got that little turn, the hesitation at the top, and then a little bit of a short arm delivery. And even though he's throwing 89-90 with the fastball, I think it's going to take a while for the hitters to adjust to that. A pretty good changeup, and he's willing to throw that in fastball counts. When he's on with that pitch, that can be a real difference maker for him.
Hunter Pence faces him next. Looking at strike one with a .286 average. He has 19 homers and 57 runs batted in for Hunter. Also a new high for a season in steals with 13. He's ripped 5 homers in his last 9 games. He hit one a long way last night to right center. Takes that one for ball 1. It's 1-1. Petit beat Brandon Backey here in mid-August 08, 11-5 with a good game, 7 innings, 2 runs. It's 1-0 lifetime against the Astros. Foul back, it's 1-2. But he had a 5-0 lead after a half an inning in that one. Last 2 starts have not been good. An 0-2 record and 11.25 ERA for Yusmeiro.
Spent some time on the DL with a shoulder strain. Looks like it's the 13th start so far this year. The one number that really jumps out at you is the home runs. 16 home runs allowed and just 65 in the 3rd innings coming into this start.
Pitch goes for ball 3, and it's a full count to Hunter with Jeff Keppinger on deck. That August 4th game was brilliant, but rough sledding the last 2 times out at Washington and against the Dodgers.
Gave up 3 long balls in that start against LA. There's the changeup.
He floats it and gets strikeout number 2. It's 0-0 after 2. It's no score. Third inning begins with Trent Olchen in the batter's box. The Australian-born lefty hitting outfielder fouls it back. Strike one. Olchen getting his first major league time this season at age 26. Signed as a free agent with Minnesota in 01. Arizona signed him as a free agent in 07. In November of that year. He's from Sydney, Australia. 275, 3 homers, 4 driven in. Fouls it back, and Trent Olchen has an 0-2 count. He's one of those who's benefited from the injuries in the outfield, getting his first major league playing time. 51 at bats so far for Olchen. His first major league game, he had a big one. And a home run, stole a base. Not too many guys have done that in their first big league games.
12 hits in his first 5 games.
Grounds that curveball into right field. First base runner for Arizona.
Well, the Astros and Diamondbacks continue a weekend series tomorrow at 6. Get to the game early as the first 10,000 fans at the 4 o'clock gate opening will receive a special bronze Craig Biggio bust collectible courtesy of Coca-Cola and Walmart. This collectible is the final piece in a special Bagwell Biggio collectible set. And remember, all kids are free all summer in partnership with Minute Maid. Get your tickets today by calling 1-877-9-ASTROS or visit astros.com. Guys.
Thanks, Patty. It's Alex Romero batting now. He taps the curveball foul.
Olchen's been the only of these left-handed bats able to stay back long enough to hit the ball hard. He found that hole on the right side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 left-handed bats in the lineup tonight for the Snakes.
Romero, 272, has 12 runs batted in. Last year he had 135 at bats for Arizona. He's from Venezuela. 0-2 to Alex Romero.
Upton injured. He starts a rehab assignment, I believe, tonight. Chris Young in the minor leagues. Eric Burns hurt. The Diamondback outfield loses a lot of power. These guys are hitting for decent average, but don't have a lot of soft.
No balls, 2 strikes. Burns is out with a broken hand. He's been out for quite some time.
He wasn't having a very good year anyway, with playing a ton. But Reynolds, obviously a legit threat. Montero can hit the ball out of the ballpark, and Stephen Drew, other than that, not so much.
A hit to right field, fielded by Hunter Pence, and he throws to third base. Olchen got to second pretty quickly, and then jammed on the brakes. So it's first and second, nobody out for the pitcher, Petit.
Base coach is Lorenzo Peanut Bundy. A long time in the minor league system with the Diamondbacks. Brett Dolan was telling me before the game that Bundy's like a legend down in Mexico. He has winter ball in Mexico.
Very animated there, whatever he said to Romero. Petit in a bunting situation. 0 for 19. No sacrifices. Bunts that one foul.
Not a real good effort there. When you see that kind of an effort, yeah, it's got Chip Hale coming in to have a talk with him. But the Astros defensively, this is where you get a little greedy. You might not be capable of putting a good bunt down. And really come hard. You got to shoot a shot at nailing that lead runner at third base.
Berkman is going to be in tight. He fields it and running toward third, throws in the dirt, but gets the play as Blum digs it out. Well, he helped Blum on a throw last inning. This time, tables are turned. He throws in the dirt. Jeff helps him out.
Yeah, and he came over and gave Jeff a little fist bump and likely said that very thing. There, I bailed you out, so thanks for bailing me out.
A little harder to get that ball out of that big first baseman's mitt.
Now on the move, coming hard. And just in the nick of time, gets enough on it. A nice play by Blum.
Stephen Drew grounded out. Taking ball 1 there. That was an athletic play because Lance was running toward third base, but then difficult part was getting that ball out of the glove and making the throw. By the time he had quit running, he was close enough to third, but the problem was he didn't have a good grip on the baseball, it appeared. The first baseman's mitt quite a bit bigger than we'll say a second baseman's glove, which was designed for the middle infielder to reach in and get that ball on to the next target in a hurry. 2-1. That's the aggressive play you talked about that the Astros were looking to make, and thanks to Berkman and Blum, they made it, keeping those runners at first and second. Bouncer here to Hopper. Berkman goes to second. No double play possibility for Tejada. 2 outs. Romero to third, Drew to first.
Lance is on pace to set a major league record with all the chances he's getting tonight.
Well, let's see. He had 2 chances in the first inning, and then 2 more in the second. And a couple here so far. And it's Gerardo Parra. Parra grounded out to Berkman with Oswalt covering in the first inning. This ball went to Parra. Parra joined Mike Lansing. Lansing was the last before Parra to have a hit and an RBI in each of his first 5 big league games. 1 ball and 1 strike. This is the first of a 3-game series, and the Astros will go on a 3-city road trip. They'll leave Monday night for St. Louis. Tomorrow night is Brian Moeller and Max Scherzer. On Sunday afternoon, it's Bud Norris and John Garland.
Probably the most important thing is the fact that the Astros don't face Dan Herron.
Foul pop up back behind the dugout, and fan with the glove was reaching. He couldn't get to it, and it bounces way up several rows further back. And they got a shot at it. 1-2 the count. This is the first time Chris Coast has caught Roy Oswalt. It's actually only Chris's second start as catcher for the Astros, but he's made sure to catch all these Astros pitchers in bullpen sessions to get ready. All the way, still 1-2.
95 miles an hour on the hands there for Oswalt, and Parra just able to fight it off. Parra among the rookie leaders in a number of offensive categories this year. I want to deal with the man on deck.
Well, Reynolds can really hurt you with his home run bat. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Luis Gonzalez set the club record for homers for the Diamondbacks with 57. Reynolds has 38. It's a full count now. Parra not fishing on the low breaking stuff. And the runner at first, Drew, will be moving. Berkman saying to Oswalt that he's going to play behind that runner. Captain to the second baseman is on the outfield grass. Skies are a lot lighter now. Strike 3, and Oswalt gets out of third inning trouble with no runs, 2 hits, 2 men stranded with his first strikeout of the night. He ends it, no score. Cancer Center, and the new Quentin Tarantino movie starring Brad Pitt. Apparently Quentin has taken a totally different spin on World War II. We were reading today about that movie, JD. It's sent it off in a different direction. For your viewing pleasure.
I have to check it out.
Yeah.
I finally went and saw Ice Age yesterday.
How was that?
Ollie and I went. Yes.
Jeff Keppinger looks at ball one. 268 for Jeff. 3 homers, 20 runs batted in. Kazuo Matsui came out for early batting practice today. He has fallen into an 0 for 16 slump since he got career hit number 2,000. 2 balls, no strikes. So Keppinger filling in at second base in this game, hoping to get things started with Coast and Oswalt to follow against Petit in the third. Petit makes the count 2-1 with that pitch. The Astros have played very well against the National League West. 19 wins and 11 losses. Only one club has a better record, the Dodgers, against the West. It's 2-2. They'll have a trip to Arizona coming up after they visit St. Louis. They'll be playing the Diamondbacks in Phoenix next weekend. And on to Chicago after that. Strike 3. Petit hits strikeout number 3.
Keppinger not buying it. Thought the ball was high. Looked pretty good.
Reading an article about umpiring, or a book about umpiring last week. It was interesting. Chris Coates, the batter.
They say
strike one. No. Well, a few years ago when they wanted to change the strike zone, they brought in Questec, and they said we'd like that strike zone to be 2 baseballs above belt high at the top.
So the idea was to maybe narrow it, or at least tighten it up and stay on the plate and not be generous on the corners, but make it a little bigger.
Yes.
And most guys have not really made that adjustment. And I think it would be very difficult if you've been umpiring for a bunch of years to all of a sudden try to reset your sights. It can't be easy to do.
No. It's Lance Barksdale in the gear.
So theoretically, that pitch right there that was fouled off, they called a ball, but according to the book, it's probably in the strike zone.
Well, one thing the umpire is charged with doing is keeping the game moving. That's strike 3, and Petit gets number 4.
Buzzed one off the outside corner there. So we got a couple of foul poles here, one in left, one in right. Ours are different than most because we got these Chick-fil-A cows on them, and an Astro player hits one of those poles. Fans at this game can take the ticket stub to a Chick-fil-A, any Chick-fil-A, tomorrow and get a free Chick-fil-A sandwich. That's how special we are here.
What was that jungle cry in the background?
I'm sure it's
some type of bird. Is that a Goonie bird? 146 for Roy Oswalt with 2 runs batted in. Just trying to figure out how that fits with cows, but there must be a logical connection somewhere that we're missing. 1 ball, 1 strike. Oh, it's the rainforest thematics tonight with all the rain we've had out there. How about this bolt? Well, sounded good, but caught by Olchin, and Petit has faced only 9. No score. Game summary brought to you by Subway, and there hasn't been much to summarize offensively. Good pitching. Petit, 3 innings, no hits. Oswalt, 3 innings, 2 hits, no runs. That is it so far. Diamondbacks unable to cash in on those 2 singles to lead off the 3rd inning. And now here's inning number 4 with Mark Reynolds hitting one on a line to left field. That loops in for a 1-bounce hit off the wall. Reynolds heading for second. Carlos Lee with a throw, and he's in with a double. His 25th 2-base hit.
That's the other thing Reynolds does well. He runs. For a guy with a lot of power, he also runs pretty well. 21 stolen bases this year. He's been caught 7 times. He swung at this ball like he was mad at it. Just get out of here. Get out of my face.
Yeah. He does have tremendous bat speed, and he's on for Miguel Montero now. Montero bangs a curveball off his front foot. And there's strike 1 to Miguel. He grounded out from Berkman to Oswalt covering in the 2nd inning. Roy is 8-1 lifetime against Arizona with a 2.15 ERA. In the games at this ballpark against Arizona, 6-0 with an ERA of 1. Michael Bourne backs in center. Reynolds will tag at second base. Bourne firing in toward third. Reynolds looks over his shoulder. He'll make it. 1 out. And it's Aflac trivia time now. Well, let's see. We failed to come through last night. Let's try to get back on the winning track. Who had the most hits in the 1990s?
Wasn't Barry Manilow? He would have been 80s, 70s.
Yeah.
Madonna?
Okay, let's
Depeche Mode.
Let's think baseball. But you're not wrong.
Thompson twins. I don't know.
Different topic. Infield in here for Tracy. Tracy popped a short.
90s.
Now, if we'd said the 70s, I would have gone with Bread. But all right, the 90s.
George Bread?
No. Yeah. I'm going to guess just because sometimes there's a connection with the team we're playing. And to our right in the television booth, the Diamondbacks, a certain first baseman who had a lot of hits.
Yeah. Good call.
A guy named Mark Grace.
Yep. Not a Hall of Famer, but a Hall of really, really good.
Popped up foul. Plumb over into foul territory. 2 outs. Or could there be somebody else?
Well, there could be, but I'm kind of with you there, Grace. Certainly had a great career and played throughout that decade.
Yeah. Now, Boots thinks maybe Kirk Gibson. He's the bench coach. The D-backs. There's Gracie.
I have a lot of respect for Boots and his knowledge, but I'm going to immediately dismiss that one right here.
Well, you're very decisive with that. Ryan Roberts grounded out to third earlier. Ball 1 to Roberts. There's Gibby.
I can't believe.
I guess so. 1988 World Series.
Dragging out of the dugout with that bad leg, the pinch hit.
It's Dennis Eckersley. 2 balls, no strikes. What a great moment in sports. They didn't even know if he could play that night. He had a very bad leg.
Yeah, that was a great moment. It was similar to when Willis Reed came back on the court for the Knicks.
That was a good one.
There's Jack Howell over there in the glasses. He's the hitting coach now for the Diamondbacks. He spent a little time with the Astros at the end of his career.
Sure did. 2 balls, 1 strike. To Ryan Roberts. Trent Olchin on deck. Diamondbacks are 9th in runs scored. It's 3-1.
Expectations were fairly high out in the desert prior to this season, and with the starting pitching with Herron, Brandon Webb, John Garland, they expected big things, but Brandon Webb made just 1 start this year for the Diamondbacks.
Swing and a miss, makes it 3-2. Well, he's going down with surgery now.
Had a disappointing year. They played actually pretty good in the last 6 weeks or so.
There's the guy at third who challenged them to do better. Little bouncer past the mound out to Keppinger. And he takes care of out number 3. As Reynolds is stranded at third base. No runs, a hit, and a man left. Nothing.
All right, Affleck wanted to know who had the most hits in the 1990s. Was it Mark Grace? By golly, it was. 1,754 for Gracie. Also had the most doubles in the decade of the 90s. It was just sweet swinging left-handed hitters. B and Keith Hernandez, kind of Tony Gwynn. Kind of a San Diego State man like Tony Gwynn.
Yeah. Michael Bourne with strike 1 on a changeup. Leads off the home fourth. He reached on an error by Reynolds. But Petit followed that with a double play ball, and he's faced the minimum. Roberts gets in front of it. 1 out.
Looked like he wanted to backhand that ball, but got there too soon.
Sure did.
Yeah, he kind of ended up in front of it anyway.
Usually you don't get there too soon, but he did. And he made the play. Got a strong arm at second base. Say he can move around, play the left side of the infield as well. Miguel Tejada bounced into a double play in the first inning. The Astros now have grounded into 117 of those this year.
I have to clarify something too. Boots did not really think Kirk Gibson was the guy. He was just throwing out a red herring there.
Yeah.
He was fully aware that it was Mark Grace.
He would never ever steer us that far wrong himself. There's Bowman.
As a matter of fact, he went so far as to say Kirk Gibson couldn't hit a lick.
Did he?
Just in case anybody in the Diamondback clubhouse is listening. Phil Boudreau, Astros television, said Gibby couldn't hit a lick.
Fly ball deep right field. Alex Romero at the wall. Just enough room there for out number 2. Petit is pitching very well up against the Wizards.
Mickey's had that look a lot lately, just shaking his head like, man, I got that one.
Yeah. Lance Berkman struck out looking in the first. And it's a .269 career hitter against Arizona. That rain moved out quickly. Hopefully it's moved on to other areas. Foul for strike 1. Good catch by a fan, and there's Phil Boudreau, and he's going to be looking for Kirk Gibson in the clubhouse after this game tonight.
He's going to go Prince Fielder on him. That man was an intense ball player, Kirk Gibson.
Yeah.
Boy, and you talk about a guy who could go first to third.
Oh, he was a joy to watch. Runner, great football player too.
Michigan State.
Really flash up that first baseline in a hurry. That's a bunt hit because of it. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And Giants has walked 76 times this season. Compared to 67 strikeouts. That's a close one. 2-2. Wandy Rodriguez will open the series at St. Louis Tuesday night. Roy Oswalt pitches game 2. Brian Moeller will pitch the finale of that series. John Smoltz apparently will start Sunday for the Cardinals. Still 2 balls, 2 strikes.
What is today? Friday?
Yes.
I think Wainwright pitched last night. I think. Pinheiro pitched last night.
We'll see who's pitching tonight. Loesch is going tonight. Carpenter tomorrow. 3-2.
That doesn't bode well.
No.
We're likely to get both Wainwright and Carpenter.
That does not bode well, but the Astros need to put a run together here if they're going to make postseason. They're 59-62. So they're going to need to beat a lot of good pitchers if they're going to get back in.
The best chance would be if Major League Baseball would change the rules.
Barehanded and safe at first. Reynolds unable to throw out Berkman, who hit that little roller. He doesn't get too many hits like that. And Reynolds with a good effort just couldn't get him.
First hit of the night for the Astros. Squibs it right out the end of the bat, and Reynolds playing him towards the shortstop hole. Had a long way to go. Pretty good effort. Reynolds playing closer to the third base line than most third basemen do when Berkman's up there left-handed.
Yeah. Carlos Lee is hitting .333 in August, 4 homers. Ball 1 for Petit. Seemed to overthrow that fastball. Petit has been shelled in each of his last 2 starts. Falls behind 2-0. Jack in the Box standings show you Manny Ramirez has the longest active streak with 20 homers and 80 runs batted in with 14. And he's not going to get there this year. Then it's Carlos Delgado. He's not going to get there either. A-Rod has 13. Carlos with 9, along with Albert Pujols. Lance Berkman with 8.
Last night for the Florida Marlins, Josh Johnson was sailing along in the early going, then the Astros ambushed him. Couple of big home runs, 2-run shot by Lee, solo shot by Hunter Pence.
To left field, coming over near the line, Ochin. And in the 4th, it's no runs, a hit, and a man stranded, no score. Houston is brought to you by Geico and by Dodge. One of the O's bros headed up to his spot. Always good to see them. Roy's pitching. They're usually in the upper deck hanging some Ks. They're out in right center field, actually. It's their new location. Their last year. Trent Olchin, here are the O's bros. He's set up in that same spot every time. Olchin single to right field. Now he's late on that pitch. The count goes to 0-2. Milwaukee leads at Washington 4-2 after 7. Prince Fielder hit his 33rd homer. Casey McGee number 10. Adam Dunn number 32 for Washington. Roll to first base. Berkman takes it.
All right, time to introduce our progressive fans of the game. Janet and Corby Considine. They're out here from Midland, Texas, celebrating a couple special occasions, aren't we, Janet?
Yes, my birthday and our anniversary.
All right, well, happy birthday to you. We won't ask how old you are, but what about now, Corby Considine? You said you married him because he had the coolest name. How many years?
42 years.
And you guys are big Astros fans, but this is your first game out here.
Yes, it's hard to come out here from Midland.
What do you think of the ballpark, guys?
It's absolutely beautiful. It's just fabulous. We'd love to get to see it with the roof open, but that may or may not happen because of the rain.
I don't think you want to see that tonight there, Corby.
No.
Maybe not tonight. We'll come back.
All right, well, happy anniversary to you guys, and Janet, happy birthday to you, and you are our progressive fan of the game. Thanks so much.
You keep the bag?
You get to keep the bag.
Right, good deal.
All right, have a good trip back to Midland.
Thank you.
All right, guys.
They like the bag more than what was in it. Alex Romero with a 1-2 count. After Olchin grounded out. Yusmeiro Petit, the pitchers on deck. Seattle leads at Cleveland 7-3. They've played 6. And on the curve, a swing and a miss. Gets another strikeout. That's number 2.
Roy's had that curveball working for him since the first inning, and he's throwing it a lot to these left-handed hitters. For the most part, they have not been able to stay back.
Yusmeiro Petit was bunting in the 3rd inning, and Lance Berkman made a very good play. Scooped up that bunt through to Jeff Plum for the force out at 3rd. A strike one to Petit. So here he is on the 21st of August, his 14th start. Doesn't have a sacrifice or a hit this year. 4 balls, 2 strikes. He might fall into a little negative thinking at the plate with the kind of year he's having up there.
Well, look where that front foot is going.
Oh.
It's hard to hit when your backside's in the dugout. Look at his front foot. Hey,
he made contact. Oh my! And he reaches on an error by Kappinger. Kappinger's 6th error of the year. So there he is at first base, and Peanut probably hasn't seen him too much.
Both of them kind of chuckling down there. Peanut probably asking if he knew where second base was. You know where you're heading next.
Don't go back where you came from.
Don't wander too far off. Don't get picked off. 2 outs. Moving on contact. Don't do anything crazy. Station to station.
Stephen Drew is 0 for 2. That's ball 1 to him. Drew had a very good year last year. Not on that same kind of a pace. He had 21 homers, drove in 67 runs last year.
It brings a little power to the shortstop position. Solid defender.
He was their player of the year for Arizona. And he has taken over after Felipe Lopez was traded as the leadoff man. A.J. Hinch said after he took over, he really took ownership of his top spot in the order. His first 7 games, he went 15 for 30 leading off. Flare into center field. Michael Bourne makes a running catch. And it's no runs, no hits. 1 error, 1 left, no score.
Welcome back. What do you know? By Radio Shack. What do you know? How about this? On this date in 1947, the first Little League World Series tournament is held at Williamsport, Pennsylvania, and with a .625 team batting average, the hometown Maynard Midgets claim a 16-7 win.
The Maynard Midgets.
Maynard Midgets. Lloyd McClendon was a legendary Little Leaguer.
Yeah. Legendary Lloyd.
5 for 5 with 5 home runs.
Jeff Plum leads it off. Scoreless game, bottom of the 5th. He grounded out to second earlier.
He did that during the 71 Little League World Series.
That is really dressed up. Very colorful food there. 2 balls, no strikes. Andy Pettit and the Yankees are just ripping into Boston 11-1 in the top of the 5th at Fenway. Looping liner caught, 1 out.
There's reports online now that Billy Wagner may soon be a Boston Red Sox. Apparently claimed on waivers by the Red Sox. The Mets have a couple of days to try to work out a deal, or pull him back off the waivers, or just let him go. Doubt that they'll do that, but certainly see them trying to get something for Wags, and he'd be willing to waive his no-trade deal to go to a contender. The Red Sox go far behind the Yankees right in the thick of things for the wild card.
Hunter Pence struck out on a changeup.
I think that would be very ironic for Wags, a guy who never really liked the big town. Go from Philly to New York to Boston.
Yeah. Well, the Yankees lead Boston by 6.5 in the AL East. Foul back. It's 1-1. Red Sox outscore the Yankees in their first 8 meetings this year, 55-31. But then in that last series, the Yankees swept a 4-game set, and they outscored the Red Sox 25-8. Andy Pettit on the mound tonight. He is shooting for his 17th career win against the Red Sox, and that would take the lead among all active pitchers. Randy Johnson has 16. 2-1. So the Yankees could really effectively put Boston so far behind with a sweep. New York could have a very easy time of it after this weekend. Change up is high, and it's 3-1 now. In fact, the races really are not close throughout baseball. There's only one race within 2.5 games. That's Detroit leading Chicago in the AL Central. Dodgers lead Colorado by 3.5 in the West. Hunter takes a walk. Number 1 for Petit. We go to Patty.
All right, Astro fans, we've extended our Price Matter days presented by HEB. We've added 10 more dates in September. You can score a ticket, a hot dog, chips, and soda for just $10. That's an incredible deal. Baseball and a meal for just $10. The next Price Matters Day is this Sunday against these very same Diamondbacks. To purchase your tickets, visit Astros.com, guys.
Thanks, Patty.
There you go, young man. Did you see that move?
Where's he going?
I had the Astro hat on him while we were shooting.
Yeah.
And then when Dad thought we were done, he took the Astro hat off and put the Ranger hat back on the little guy.
What?
See?
Where did the Astro hat go?
Must be Dad's.
You mean an Astro fan is raising a Ranger fan? Hunter takes off. Here's the throw on one bounce. Safe. Stolen base number 14. Montero's throw came in on one hop to Roberts. And Hunter extends his own career high by one more.
Miguel Montero's throwing out just 23% this year. This throw pretty good on a hop. And it's the tag play at second base. UT Arlington alums.
Yeah.
What's their nickname up there?
Boy, I'll have to check. Pitches ball 1 to Keppinger. 1 ball and 1 strike. UT Arlington. We should probably know that. We've talked about that team before.
How about a Maverick?
Oh, okay. Line drive left field. That'll score Hunter. The former Maverick comes in to make it 1-0, and the throw to second not in time. RBI double for Keppinger. His 21st run batted in.
Astros draw first blood. It took a while. Bottom of the 5th inning before a run goes up on the board tonight. The pitching has been outstanding. Keppinger rung up in his first at bat, got called out looking at a pitch he thought was high. This time he takes matters into his own hands and rifles that fastball off the wall and left.
Another stolen base paid off. He comes home to make it 1-0, and Keppinger's in to scoring position with 1 out. Whoa! Chris Coast lets it fly. And there's strike 1 to the Astros catcher. Hopefully nobody hurt down there. Doesn't look like there's an injury.
It's kind of fun. Well, it's not fun, but interesting when that happens, because half the people are ducking for cover and the other half are trying to catch it.
Coast looks at that breaking ball. 1-1. Chris has a passion for catching, and he says that normally swings the bat better when he's behind the plate. And a chance for him right here to drive in Keppinger to make it 2-0 with Roy Oswalt on deck. And he said one thing he doesn't like is when catchers are rated. He said a lot of times they're rated by their throwing percentage when throwing out base stealers. There's so much more to catching than just that. And there's so many factors that might go into that stolen base percentage. The biggest one being the pitcher's delivery time to the plate. 2-2.
Yeah, absolutely. It's one way to break a catcher down, but not the only way. Most guys fall within a range, 20 to 30%. But a lot of it is dependent on the pitching staff, how quickly they get the ball to home.
Taps a foul. He said, for instance, Yadier Molina has one of the best throwing percentages around, and people when they're ranking catchers point to that, but he said he does so many more things than just throw well. Blocks low pitches, he calls a good game, he frames the ball well.
Big story on Molina. He was the cover boy on ESPN, the magazine. Big story on Molina, and talking to a number of the Cardinal people and all the things he brings to the table. Lance Berkman actually quoted in that story as well.
Fly ball, it was a hanger, and it goes to left field. Caught there by Olchin, 2 outs.
I think we saw with Brad Ausmus. Brad, over the years, his throwing skills diminishing a little bit, but still the game calling, the receiving, that's the most important part of it.
Yes, it is. Chris loves that whole process of putting together the game plan and working with the pitcher to execute that. Roy Oswalt hit a fly ball to left his first time up. Since 2007, Arizona's gone 10-6 against the Astros. Strike 1. Outscoring Houston 99-69 in those games. The Diamondbacks have lost 7 in a row on the road, and they've averaged just 2.7 runs per game in the last 7 road games. Little tap back to Petit. Makes an easy out, number 3. But the Astros break the scoring ice with 1 run. 1 hit, 1 Astros cap, 1 ice cream cone. It's 1-0 after 5.
Feature. Here's Wesley Wright on his first car.
I got a crazy incident. It was one morning I'm headed to school, and instead of hitting the brake, I hit the gas pedal, and I ended up backing into my dad's truck. And that was before I went to school one morning.
All right, and as someone who's taking her daughter through driver's ed right now, these are my biggest fears, guys.
Yeah, join the club on that.
One of those starting up here pretty soon, too.
It's a scary time, Patty. Gerardo Parra just took ball one. He's 0 for 2.
Bring Tim Burdak's dad in. He can teach everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Driver's ed teacher.
1-0 lead for Roy Oswalt. He's allowed 3 hits. Merrill Petit has given up 2. Each club has 1 error. Hit hard. Tejada unable to make that play. And that'll be his 16th error. 2 errors for the Astros tonight.
Mickey got caught flat-footed there. Typically, if you see an infielder backing up or stationary, they get in a little bit of trouble, get out of rhythm. Sitting back on his heels. Not an easy hop, but a play that should have been made.
Mark Reynolds, who's been averaging 1 hit every 11.71 at-bats, comes up for the 3rd time. He doubled to left in the 4th. He's 1 for 2. Strike 1 to Reynolds. Reynolds has played first base in addition to 3rd. Mark, a 16th round draft choice in 04. Born in Pikeville, Kentucky. Grew up in Virginia. Off the end of the bat to right field, Hunter Pence dashing in. 1 out. Reynolds challenged his teammates to pick up the effort and sloppy play a few weeks ago, and they responded by winning 4 of 5 series for the first time this year. It's been a difficult year for them with not only injuries but those other problems in their play. They've made 101 errors this year. He's done a nice job with the bat. Miguel Montero 0 for 2. That's ball 1. And also John Garland has been vocal about the way his club has been playing this year. And he also one of those guys who's pitched well many times, but he's 6-11 right now. And pitchers on clubs with 54 and 68 records frequently find it's tough to put together a winning season.
Hang with them.
Yeah.
Pitch better.
That's a strike, and it's 1-1. Roy Oswalt.
Throw your teammates under the bus.
Yeah. Roy is 6-4. He's made 24 starts. So 14 no decisions. Fouled away, 1-2 to count. Roy has had that glittering career record in this ballpark, 74 and 24 with a 2.77 ERA. This year at home, 2-2 with a 3.98 earned run error. He takes a look over at first, where Parra gets back to the base. A game with wild card implications. The Rays lead the Rangers 5-0. Top of the 6th. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Scott Kazmir of Cy Falls High School in Houston pitching a shutout against Dustin Nippert tonight. Ben Zobrist hit his 22nd home run. Carlos Pena added number 32. Runner goes. Berkman is out of the play, and Oswalt takes the toss from Keppinger. Hard to second, 2 outs, 4-1 play.
Good play by Oswalt, not giving up on that one because that ball was hit directly toward the second baseman. And sometimes you see a pitcher make an assumption here, although you're not supposed to. Ground ball to the right side. And he recognized early that Lance was trying to make a play on that ball.
Now with 2 outs, it's Chad Tracy.
Puma's had a lot of action tonight. He's feeling feisty out there.
He's already tied the club record for assists by a first baseman. with 4. Does that sound low to you for a club record?
Yeah, it does seem a little low, but first baseman, of course, of the game, don't typically, make a lot of outs other than at first base.
Right. In fact, some of the most immobile first basemen would have more assists. They just stand there and let the pitcher go and cover. Swing there by Tracy, and it's 1-1. Let's see now. Glenn Davis was your first baseman. Glenn was okay, but you probably played with some guys who really couldn't be counted on to run to the bag a whole lot. You had to get over there.
Maybe in the minor leagues. Glenn improved a lot from when he first came to the big leagues. And that's more what I was told than what I actually witnessed, because I didn't see him coming up through the Astros organization. I came from elsewhere. I was a Yankee farmhand as Glenn worked his way through the Astros organization.
Let's see. Did you have Mattingly first for the Yankees?
Yeah, I wasn't there very long.
Keppinger backhand, sets up, makes a good throw to Berkman. No runs, no hits, 1 error, 1 left, 1-0 Astros in the 6th. It's the Coors Light 6th inning. We'll check out the Frostproof Coors Light freeze cam showing you the lightning strikes earlier about game time. Lightning and thunder came along. The skies got dark and emptied. Heavy rain outside. Fans are fortified. And then it turned a lot lighter. Rain quickly moving through. Michael Bourne here in the home 6th inning. Takes strike 1 from Petit. He is 0 for 2. Toronto leads the Angels 5-1 in Toronto after 7. Aaron Hill has hit 29 home runs. Vernon Wells hit number 13. The story today about that Vernon Wells contract, that's really holding up the Blue Jays organization. Over into left center field. That will loop in for a hit, and the two outfielders collide, but still a single. Parra takes over. Texas Ford dealers, league leaders, show you the Astros all-time stolen base leaders in their first 2 seasons as an Astro. Billy Hatcher and Gerald Young had 91. Michael Bourne has 87.
Finley, Eric, Cool Breeze, Yelding, rounding out that list.
Michael with 46 this year. He's now aboard for Miguel Tejada. Tejada 0 for 2. Michael was erased as part of a Tejada double play ball in the first inning. This one goes to shallow center field, and Parra makes a running catch. One down. Now Lance Berkman. Lance struck out looking and got an infield hit to third base. Tony Rodriguez now has the best home ERA in the majors after last night, 1.73. He did not allow an earned run in 8 innings in the 4-1 win over Florida. Well, pitch game by the Astros last night, a 4-hitter. This one gets away. Bourne will take off. Tracy with a throw. He's safe. Doesn't have to get away very far for Michael to advance.
There's an error on somebody, and both Petit and Tracy a little bit culpable there as that ball gets away. Not a good throw, but Tracy probably should have been able to knock it down a little bit better than that. Somewhat stiff-legged over there at first base. Bourne able to take advantage. Now with the base open, we'll see how the D-backs pitch to Lance here. Drop and give me 20.
Each club has made 2 errors now. And they strike one. Carlos Lee's on deck.
Interesting alignment that the Diamondbacks have deployed here with Lance hitting. But Roberts, the second baseman, playing strong pull. And really taking away that hole on the right side, but not swinging around on the left side as much as most clubs do. Reynolds has to respect Bourne's ability to steal, so he's got to stay close to the third. Drew trying to keep his lead tight. Now drifts back more behind the bag.
To shallow left field. Now Drew has a longer way to go, and that loops in for a hit. And because Drew was doing what he talked about, trying to cut into Michael's lead, that meant he had to travel further, and Berkman loops a single over him.
That's maybe the softest 2-hit game of Lance's career. And off the end of the bat, Squibber to third, and this dying Quail into shallow left. Do not apologize, Lance.
The error on that play at first base was given to the pitcher, Petit. So now, first and third for Carlos Lee. With 1 out, he's 0 for 2. Jeff Blum on deck as they meet at the mound. Mel Stottlemyre Jr., who used to pitch in the Astros farm system, is the pitching coach of the Diamondbacks. Sure enjoyed knowing his dad when he was the pitching coach here.
Mel Sr., of course, a very good major league pitcher for a good long while. Stalwart of the Yankees. And then an outstanding pitching coach for a long time as well.
Brian Price was fired as pitching coach earlier this year.
Brother Todd had a very good major league career.
Excellent.
What he's doing these days.
Haven't heard anything about it. There's bullpen action for the D-backs right now. Juan Gutierrez. That's ball 1 to Carlos.
Parra, the center fielder, is about as deep as you're going to see a center fielder play. And look how far he is out there. And that, you know, if you're playing no doubles, that would make sense, but you wouldn't be doing that in this situation. Just like to come in a lot better than he likes to go back.
He's almost out on Schenevert Street.
And most center fielders have that sense of daring where they like to cheat in and feel confident that they can turn around and track a ball down over their head. Of course, Petit's given up 16 home runs this year. That gives up a lot of deep fly balls.
2-1 to Carlos. He's a .344 career hitter against Arizona. Since July 19th, Carlos has hit .328, 8 homers, 29 runs batted in 30 games. Ryan Howard has more RBIs in the National League since then. There's a good stop by Montero. Count going to 3-1. Mets lead the Phillies 4-1 in New York after 3. So Frank Gore hit his 11th. Phillies are enjoying the lead right now, 6.5 over both Atlanta and Florida. Wild card races are more compelling now than most of the division races. Back 3-2.
The one that I'm intrigued by is the Colorado Rockies as they try to chase down the Los Angeles Dodgers out west.
Yeah.
Because at one point that was an seemingly insurmountable lead that the Dodgers have had, and now it's 3.5 games, 3 in the loss column.
Boy, they really cut into that. A.J. Hinch looking at some book in the dugout there. Berkman takes off. And the pitch is low. He'll get to second. It's ball 4. And the bases are loaded for Jeff Blum. Second walk for the team.
Just decided not to challenge Carlos Lee there. Now he's got a pitch with the bases loaded. We'll see how he goes after Lee. Trying to pick away at that outside corner. Missed the first time. Got the second one. Looks like the game plan. Stottlemyre went out there saying, let's just stay away from this guy. See if he'll get himself out. If not, go after Blum and hope to get a double play there.
Blum has grounded to second and lined to second. Keats numbers for the night. Offense on deck. Popped up. Tracy over to foul territory. And the second baseman infield fly is called, but that's a fair, and it's a foul ball. Caught by Roberts, 2 outs.
Tracy looked like he wanted no part of that thing.
True. Now Hunter Pence will try to give the Astros a big 2-out lift. He struck out, walked, stolen the base, scored a run.
And the way Oswald's going along here tonight, and with the Diamondbacks lacking firepower in that lineup, one swing of the bat here, well, she wrote. Knock one out of here, or whack one in the alley, clear the bases.
0 for 10 with the bases loaded this season. A hit here would really help. That man has been pitching so well.
He's been driving the ball a whole lot better in recent games.
Strike 1 to Hunter. Michael Barnes at third base with Lance Berkman at second. Carlos leads the runner at first. Since Jim Tracy took over, the Rockies are 50-25. That's the best record for a guy who's been a mid-season replacement since Bob Lemon took over the Yankees in 1978.
If he doesn't get manager of the year, he'll certainly get manager of half the year. Got away with one. Trying to crowd him with the fastball. That's where they wanted to go. Left it out over the plate. Good swing. Quite get it. A month ago, Dodgers had a 9-game lead over the Rockies. Now it's 3.5. Good swing. Just pulled off a little bit.
Cole Hamels has given up 4 earned runs in 3 innings tonight in that Phillies-Mets game. Mike Pelfrey has the lead 4-1 as the Mets come up in the bottom of the 4th. In the dirt, good play there by Montero. 1-2. You saw the numbers on Hunter with the bases loaded. But here's another number on him with 2 outs and men in scoring position. He's hitting .362. All the way, still a 1-2 count. Teams playing each other 9 games this season. That's a bit unusual for 2 teams from different divisions. There's that .362 average. for Hunter. Astros have won 3 of their last 4 after they lost 15 of 21. Lays off a breaking pitch to make it 2-2.
Well, they've been working him away. If you're going away with fastballs and breaking balls away, he can kind of just look middle away. They tried to come in with that one fastball, and Petit missed, and Hunter had a good swing at it. And you just wonder if Montero at that point said, okay, I don't want to ask him to throw in again. He might not be able to get it in there. See if they go back or stay away.
Fly ball to center. Parra is very deep. He's there now for the 3rd out. And it's no runs, 2 hits, 1 error, 3 men stranded. 1-0 Astros after 6. So far, and he's only the 3rd pitcher to go 6 innings in the Astros' last 11 games. Jeff Keppinger had the RBI double in the 5th, the only run, 4 errors in the game, 2 for each club. Arizona's 0 for 7 with men in scoring position. Houston 2 for 6. Inning number 7 opens with Roberts, and that's a fly ball toward the line in right. Hunter Pence turning hard. Bounces and goes up into the seats. Foul ball for strike 1. Got a long way to go on that. Roberts is granted a 3rd and a 2nd.
Looked like Hunter broke stride a little bit there early on and had to scramble to right the ship. And that ball slicing away from him.
Florida's leading 5-3 at Atlanta. Bottom of the 7th inning. Atlanta's still batting. Matchup of 2 teams tied for 2nd place in the NL East. Jeremy Hermida hit his 13th homer. Hanley Ramirez, number 19. And LaRoche, number 20. Anibal Sanchez returned from the disabled list to start that game tonight for Florida against Javier Vasquez. And they're both out of the game now. Off the end of the bat to center field, Michael Bourne. 1 out. What's on Tap is brought to you by Bud Light, showing you the weekend starters. Max Scherzer, the University of Missouri product, against Brian Moeller tomorrow night, 5:30. For Astros Live. Then it's John Garland and Bud Norris Sunday, 12:30. For Astros Live on that one.
Yeah, you're going to be conflicted tomorrow. Missouri man going.
Yeah. That's true. Remember that game he pitched in relief last year against the Astros? That was his debut, in fact, in the big leagues. He was amazing. That Urchin was striking.
rush it up there in the upper 90s.
Yes, he can. He went 4 1/3 innings of hitless ball in his major league debut against the Astros in relief. Cappinger makes that one on the run to retire Elchin rather, for out number 2. And now it's Alex Romero who's 1 for 2. Romero singled to right in the 3rd inning. One of only 3 Arizona hits.
And normally when you talk about a dominant performance for a starting pitcher, you're talking about a lot of strikeouts. There's only been 2 tonight for Roy. You got Parra in the 3rd, Romero in the 5th. But boy, there haven't been many balls hit hard off him.
You're right.
He's had them off stride and off the barrel all night long.
Well, one reason is that pitch you just saw. He's had a really good curveball. He's thrown it quite liberally to these left-handed batters. No balls, 2 strikes. Well, I might throw that pitch 30 times in one game and not very much the next. Well, he has a solid reason for it. You can be assured of that. He needs 2 more wins to tie Larry Dierker for the number 2 spot on the Astros all-time win list. He's thrown 22 curveballs tonight so far out of 98 pitches. That's a pretty high number for Roy. Chop. And Roy has it. Going to Lance. 4-1-2-3 7th inning. In the middle of the 7th, it's 1-0 Astros.
If you're traveling and can't watch your Astros, you can always catch the game on your computer with MLB.tv. The ultimate baseball experience featuring 100 out-of-market games per week, live on your computer, and catch all of those you missed on demand. For more details, visit Astros.com, where baseball is always on, guys.
Thanks, Patty. These fans are not missing this good game. It is 1-0 Astros. Juan Gutierrez, former Astro, comes in with a 3-3 record of 4.53 ERA, batting 9th, and he's due to lead off the 8th inning. So obviously just a 1-inning plan here for A.J. Hinch for this right-hander. And he'll be facing Keppinger, Coast, and Oswalt.
A pretty good year for the D-backs. Strikeouts have certainly been there for him. A little time with the Astros, wasn't able to really distinguish himself.
When he pitched against the Astros in Arizona, he gave up 3 runs in 1 inning. He's up with that pitch to Keppinger, who has the only RBI in this game. And it counts 2-0. Gutierrez gave up an RBI single in that game against the Astros to Pudge Rodriguez, and another one to Matt Keita. Sacrifice fly as well. 30,032 to paid attendance. popped up. Tracy. 1 out.
A.J. Hinch has got a lot of arms available in that bullpen. Only 4 position players on the bench. He's got 6 right-handed relievers and 2 lefties. There's Chad Qualls is now the closer for the D-backs.
Well, he's 22 of 26 in saves this year. Chris Coast, who strike 1, is 0 for 2. Darren Erstad is in the on-deck circle. LaTroy Hawkins warming up in the Astros bullpen. Diving play by Drew. He throws from a knee, but Coast is able to beat it out. Ball hit sharply and it looked like a hit off the bat. Then there was some doubt as Drew made a spectacular effort.
A good play by Drew, and Chris doesn't run well.
Let's go to Patty Smith now.
All right, thanks, guys. Well, all season long, we've been telling you how Greg Lucas is up there Twittering and Facebooking. Well, for Mindy DeLohe and her family, the social networking paid off. A huge Astro fan, tell us why you Facebooked Greg and why y'all are here.
Well, my son and his family are down here from Iowa. I haven't seen my son in 7 years, and I have not seen my grandbaby at all. And so I bought these tickets back in April, and I decided to send it to Greg to see if maybe he could make it better, because he needs to be a fan like Grandma.
Yeah, well, I don't know. That's going to be a tough act to follow. You are a huge fan. I see you down there all the time getting your autographs. Just tell us what a great Astro fan you are.
I come hours before the gate even opens. I get my autographs. I'm standing there early. It doesn't matter whether they win or lose. I'm always there. Made sure he had his outfit and his hat. And we got Cecil Cooper's autograph today. But we were hoping to get somebody else's autograph. But that's okay, because we're all here.
All right, well, I'm glad you guys could all come together, and I'm glad we could make it special for little Seth. Seth, enjoy your first game, buddy. He's not going to answer me, but guys, social networking at its finest right here at the ballpark.
All right, thanks, Patty. There was a wild pitch getting Chris Coast to second base. Darren Erstad is a pinch hitter for Roy Oswalt, and Darren taking ball 1 on that wild pitch from Gutierrez. Darren 6 for 13 in his last 16 pinch hit at bats. There's some walks thrown in. Pops it up, back out of play. And it's a 1-ball-1-strike count for the season. Darren's hitting .213. As a pinch hitter, 10 for 40, 1 homer, 6 runs batted in.
An outstanding performance for Roy tonight, in position to win this game. Looking for a little insurance now as Ersky takes his at bat. 7 innings, 3 hits, no runs allowed by Roy.
No walks, 2 strikeouts. Erstad fouls it back. He has a career pinch hit average of .274. One and two. The Astros a half game ahead of Milwaukee when play began tonight. Milwaukee has won at Washington 7-3. With homers from Prince Fielder and Casey McGee. Adam Dunn and Ryan Zimmerman went deep for the losing Nationals. Hitting to right field. Coast is being stopped at third base. Throw from Romero close to the plate. Runners at first and third. Now 1 out on the pinch single by Erstad. Got out to Romero pretty quickly on a hard hit ball by Erstad.
And again, Chris Coast not a speedy guy. With 2 outs, you probably send him and hope for an errant throw. Clark coming down the line, giving himself some time to read the play. Bourne's been outstanding with runners in scoring position. He's a difficult man to double up, so Chip Hale over there setting the infield. Conferring with A.J. Hinch, trying to decide how they want to play. They're going to play for 2. It's a tough proposition when Bourne's the hitter.
Ball 1. He singled to left center in the 6th inning. 1 for 3 tonight.
Michael has grounded into exactly 1 double play all year long.
One ball, 1 strike. He's hitting .398 with men in scoring position. 3rd best in the National League. Sacrifice Nice fly would be fine here, of course, for the Astros.
And I think the middle infielders for the Diamondbacks actually are cheating in a little bit. They're kind of hedging their bet. And with Coast, again, not being a speedy baseman or third, I think the feeling is if we're playing a little bit and if we get a chance to turn two, we will, but by moving in some and not necessarily pinching as close to the bag as you would at normal double play depth, you might have a shot at Coast at home.
Now it's 3-1. Gutierrez has allowed some runs in recent appearances. Been scored on in 3 of his last 5 outings. Giving up 3 earned runs in his last 3 1/3 innings. Astros have 6 hits to the D-backs 3. That's one foul. 3-2. And his sensational game night before last had 3 hits, including a 2-strike RBI triple to left field in the 7th inning. And so he really has shown the ability to do those things the Astros had hoped he would learn how to do, including let the ball get a little bit deeper and hit well with 2 strikes in the count. Got one away to keep it full. 97 for Gutierrez. Gutierrez, 26 years old, from Venezuela. Astros signed him in 2000, traded him to Arizona along with Chad Pauls and Chris Burke for Jose Valverde before last year. Bourne takes it, and it's a walk to load the bases for Miguel Tejada. Very good restraints at the ball, fouling off pitches. He takes that one for his 54th walk.
Combination of restraint and maybe being fooled after the fastball. Sometimes you just get fooled and you can't pull the trigger on a pitch, and it's in the hands of the umpire.
Yeah. 11 grand slams for Tejada with a .284 average with the bases loaded. And he's 0 for 3 tonight. And slumping recently. This could give him a big boost.
Batting average down to 307 now for Miggy.
He's hitting .214 in August coming into this game. He has Coast, Erstad, and Bourne on base.
Whereas Michael's only bouncing to 1 double play, Miggy is bouncing to 20 double plays.
Grounded to third, backhand play, and here's the play across by Reynolds. Spectacular by Mark Reynolds. 5-3 double play. That was slick. And it's no runs, 2 hits, 2 left for the Astros after 7. Still only 1-0.
Hey, he was a pitcher. He's not supposed to hit. 2 bases loaded doubles. Throws a 6-hit shutout, and the Astros beat up the Redlegs 11-0. I remember it like it was yesterday.
1966. So Troy Hawkins comes in on our Verizon Wireless call to the bullpen with a 1-0 lead. Roy Oswalt 4 times has left games with a lead, make it 5 times this year and not gotten a decision. And he leaves with a 1-0 lead here as Hawkins comes in with a 1-4 record and 10 saves in 13 tries.
Roy now in the role of cheerleader as he pulls for Hawkins and likely Valverde, depending on how things play out here. Get 6 more outs to preserve this 1-0 lead.
Pinch hitter Augie Ojeda bats for Gutierrez. Rolls one foul. Strike 1 to Ojeda. Ojeda, a switch hitter, carries a .233 batting average. 1 homer, 7 runs batted in. As a left-handed hitter, he's better, .265. Ojeda has had 202 at bats this year. Middle infielder. As a pinch hitter, 2 for 14. Hawkins pitched in the Wednesday night Florida game, getting a hold, his 13th. And tied, and it's 1-1. He's come back from the disabled list with the case of shingles and pitched 3 times very well. 3 innings of scoreless ball, giving up just 1 hit. Two and 1 for LaTroy Hawkins. Jose Valverde said on Astros Live in his interview with Greg Lucas, sure, he'd be available tonight. In the air on the left side for Miguel Tejada. 1 out. Juan Gutierrez in 1 inning allowed 2 hits, no runs. He had 1 walk, no strikeouts. Got the big double play ball thanks to Mark Reynolds' fine play on Tejada's grounder. Now it's Stephen Drew. Drew is 0 for 3.
Diamondbacks have lost 5 games in a row. But it's mostly because their pitching's been getting cut around. They gave up 43 runs in those 5 ball games. Of course, they're in Philadelphia for 3, got swept there, and the Phillies could put a hurting on just about any pitching staff. Got a solid effort from Mr. Petit here tonight.
I have to be encouraged by that. Showing speeds pretty well. Gets a call, and it's 0-2 for LaTroy. Gerardo Parra on deck. Pittsburgh down Cincinnati 5-2. Charlie Morton got that win. He's 3-6, beating Micah Owens just off the disabled list. He's 6-12. Matt Capps got his 23rd save. Garrett Jones hit his 14th homer. Lastings Millage his 2nd. Strike 3. Another breaking ball works. Drew questioning the Lance Barksdale call.
You know, Barksdale's had a pretty good strike zone, a good pitcher's strike zone here today. You know, there's none that you said, oh my goodness, that's just a terrible call. That ball's way high or way outside. But certainly he's been willing to call the fringes of the strike zone and maybe just a little bit off. Part of the reason why we got a 1-0 game, but mostly good pitching.
Gerardo Parra is 0 for 3. Haven't seen the wave in a while here. In the dirt, ball 1. Braden Looper won that game for Milwaukee to go 11-6. Seattle down Cleveland 9-4. There's Jose Valverde in the Astros pen. Luke French winning that one. He's 3-3 now, beating David Huff. He's 7-7. Jack Wilson hit his 3rd homer for the Mariners. Jose Lopez, number 17. Russell Branyan is 29th.
Wilson maybe starting to heat it up again. This time cold. Well, it's going to be funny to play the Pirates and not have Jack Wilson out there at shortstop.
Very strange. Freddie Sanchez Jack's been there a long time. Two balls and a strike to Parra. Well, the Giants really haven't enhanced their run production with Sanchez and the new first baseman Darko since they obtained those two guys. San Francisco at Colorado this weekend, a big series. Sanchez at .373 career hitter against the Rockies. We'll come alive this weekend for them. Foul back. 2-2. It's 3-1 right now. San Francisco leading in the bottom of the third at Coors Field.
Freddie's not going to come alive tonight. He's not in the lineup.
He's been out with a left shoulder problem. That's the last 3 or 4 games. Swing at a curveball and a strikeout for Hawkins. His second. He has a 1-2-3-8 and protects the 1-0 Astros lead. AT&T, the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T, your world delivered. Big John Rauch is on the mound with a 1-0 Astros lead. Bottom of the 8th inning. Rauch coming in to be pitcher number 3 for Arizona. And Berkman hits a ground ball to Tracy. Tracy to Rauch. 1 pitch, 1 out for the big right-hander here in the bottom of the 8th inning.
So it started with Petit. Now they got Venti out there. John, 6'11", 2-1 record, 3.86 ERA. So got big strikeout numbers, 32 strikeouts and 51 in the third. He's not an extreme hard throw. He's got a good fastball, but doesn't necessarily light up the radar gun. It's good life, good carry on his 4-seam fastball. Pretty tight slider.
Well, Carlos lead. He's 0 for 2 with a walk. Rauch pitched twice in the series in Arizona against the Astros. Gave up 2 runs in 1 inning in the second game, June 14th against Houston.
Speaking of big right-handers, saw J.R. Richard out here before the ball game today.
Yeah.
Talk about presence. Man.
6'8". He's one of those guys who had 300 strikeouts in a season. You know what was interesting? There was a TV reporter from Louisiana down there with you guys. Fly ball out to shallow center field. Grew back. 2 outs. JR's from Louisiana. This is the first time I've seen this TV reporter here all year. And he just happened to be here on the first day I've seen JR out here all year. They did an interview.
It's a big weekend. The Saints are in town to play the Texans.
Oh,
so
okay.
we anticipate a lot of folks from New Orleans coming over for a little baseball football weekend.
Okay.
The Astros having the AAA club in town there for so long, and New Orleans is Astro territory. Folks will come over and make a weekend out of it.
Why not? A little sporting weekend. Jeff Blum looks another pitch there, down and in, a slider this time. 1 ball, 1 strike. The Astros could certainly use a little help for the 9th inning. 3, 4, 5 hitters due up for Arizona. Valverde's warming up, but Reynolds will lead it off with 38 home runs this year. He's always a threat to tie a 1-run ball game. 1 and 2, and then Montero and Tracy follow. They happen to be in a good spot. Still a ball and 2 strikes.
Yeah, so the Astros with those opportunities in the 6th and 7th coming up empty. You just hope that doesn't come back to bite you. And one swing of the bat, Mark Reynolds can change this game.
2-2 to Jeff Blum. Since 2006, Big John Rauch leads all relievers in appearances, 302. And second innings pitched with 302. Pence on deck. 3-2 now. Rauch was drafted by the White Sox in '99. He's from Louisville, went to Morehead State.
He's going to throw a fastball here. You better be careful where he puts it. Inside is dangerous.
Line to right field and caught by Romero. Blum with a solid swing. Lines into out number 3, and now a 1-0 lead goes into Valverde's hands for the 9th. By the Ford F-150, by the Progressive Insurance Group, and by Bud Select. A 1-0 game, pretty rare in today's Major League Baseball. That youngster working on some cotton candy. Jose Valverde will be working on a 1-run lead as Jason Michaels comes in to play left field. Valverde takes over on the mound for the 9th inning with the 3-4-5 Diamondback hitters coming up. He's the former Diamondback closer.
In search of save number 19, 2.37 ERA for Jose. He's pitched well since coming off the disabled list. 38 innings, he struck out 42. And starting to get more frequent work here in recent days. Hope that his last two outings haven't taken too much steam out of him. 2 nights ago, 38 pitches to finish off the Marlins in an inning, and then the next night, last night, 17 pitches.
Mark Reynolds, 1 for 3, a double in the 4th inning, was stranded at third base.
He will not get cheated.
A strike one at 96, and he didn't get cheated. Good cut by Reynolds.
I'm talking with Jack Howell about him. And Jack, now the hitting coach for the Diamondbacks, spent a lot of time in their organization as a minor league hitting coordinator, so he knows a lot of these guys. Saw him coming up through, including Reynolds. The big adjustment Mark has made is to stay on his backside a little bit longer. That's where that power stroke has come from. Quick hands. Early on in his career in the minor leagues, he was out on that front foot a lot. It caused the hands to drag and just zap power from the hitter.
Oh, 0-2 for Valverde. Reaching for that one, fouled it away. Valverde was pumping a lot of fastballs up for the Florida Marlins hitters last night, and Greg Lucas asked him about that, and he felt that they were sitting on a split-fingered fastball, and it was a very effective strategy on his part last night.
17 pitches, 16 of them were fastballs. I think they take a shot out of the zone here, either the splitter down and away or a high fastball. Staying away.
Woody Williams won a 1-0 game for the Astros during the 07 season. That was at Pittsburgh with help from Brad Lidge. July of 07, the Astros have some 2-0 wins this season. They have not won a 1-0 game. Swing and a miss for a strikeout. He just kept it and moved it out a little bit. It looked like JD and got runners to expand.
Just did not want to give in with 2 strikes. Kept working off to play it away. Reynolds not able to lay off.
Astros Live brought to you by MD Anderson Cancer Center. Coming up right after the game tonight. Now Miguel Montero. He has a 9-game hitting streak, tied for the longest of his career. And he is 0 for 3 in this one. Chad Tracy's on deck. He gets a split. That's good for strike one. Valverde just tied Doug Jones on the all-time Astros save list with his 62nd save as an Astro last night. Bounce comes up for Berkman. He tosses to Valverde. 2 down.
Another play for Lance. That one a tough one. That ball took a nasty hop on him.
Well, we think that he now has the record for the club for assists in a game by a first baseman.
Boy, had those left-handed hitters rolling over on that slow curveball all night long. That's a split finger pitch.
5 assists for Lance tonight. Now here's Tracy. Tracy 0 for 3. Fans are loving it. Astros have won 7 games by shutout. There's strike one to Tracy with Roberts on deck. Randy Rodriguez and Troy Hawkins combined on a 2-0 win here over San Diego in May. And there's a 2-0 win for Bud Norris at St. Louis. Look up from the bullpen. And then Wandy Giovanni Gallardo But 12 days ago, 2-0. But this is 1-0, and it's 0-2. Into right field past a lunging Berkman. And that keeps the Diamondbacks alive on a Tracy single on an 0-2 pitch. Hit number 4 for the D-backs. And we get a pinch runner at first base.
Ryle.
Rusty Ryle, pinch hitting. Pinch running, rather. Now Ryan Roberts. Roberts is 0 for 3. Rusty Ryle and Ryan Roberts.
They should play for round robin.
That's a good one. Strike one. Valverde says it's his job to be available for games like this after he's pitched a couple tough ones the last 2 nights. That's his role in the club. He expects it. One and one to count. Last time Jose had a 1-run save, it was July 24th here. He saved a 5-4 win over the Mets.
Roberts has 5 home runs this year and 189 at bats. He doesn't have a lot of power, but certainly capable of running into one. And so I think the game plan would be to try to stay away, try to throw fastballs down and away, because you're fearful if he cheats on one and you throw one right down the middle or middle in, he gets the head out, he can whack one into those Crawford boxes on you, and all of a sudden you're down a run. I think he has the kind of power where he's going to knock it out of here to right field. I could be wrong about that. It's my sense.
Valverde led the league in saves as a Diamondback in 07, led the league as an Astro last year. It's 2-2. Astros last night stopped Florida on 4 hits. Randy Rodriguez and Valverde trying to get another 4-hitter here. Runner going. Swing and a miss. A 1-0 Astros win. Jose Valverde tucks away his 19th save, and Roy Oswalt hits the win column, getting number 7 of the season. He pulls to within 1 win of Larry Dierker for second place on the Astros all-time win list with number 136. Thrilling game tonight as the Astros